my name is Guoyi, and I am in charge of hospitality and operations within our 7 operating venues in Singapore.
I am Indra Kantono. I'm Guoyi's husband as well as co-founder in Jigger Group. On a day-to-day basis, I look after our marketing and business development aspects.
I was working in Singapore Airlines for about 6 years. The biggest joy that I have with my jobs was the people I meet, the people I cross paths with, and the inspiration I get from them. Indra and I sat down and we thought about it hard on, what would be the right direction. From his corporate life, we took a page and we created what would be our company's mission: to be a place in the community people can find comfort, forge friendships, and share happiness. So that's how we started the business. We decided that a bar is a social place where people can meet other people and inspire other people, and that's why we decided to start a cocktail bar.
I come from a very completely different background altogether. I came from management consulting and finance. So when we first opened our first bar, Jigger some 11 years ago, we didn't quite exactly know what we were doing. We didn't quite exactly know what we didn't know. But perhaps that allowed us to also bring a fresh perspective and a fresh way of doing things. In the beginning, it was tough. When we first hired our first team, I think within the first 8-9 months, pretty much all of the opening team have left us. Probably because we were not very good managers. We've never really managed people and understood a lot of the protocol, the norms in food and beverage. But we persevered through. We learned on the fly. We had the good opportunity of having very good mentors. So perhaps in hindsight, while it was challenging, it brought us some good original way of doing things. The Singapore community has turned into something really special, and a lot of it is because of the camaraderie, positivity, one bar supporting another bar. We felt that there was this amazing opportunity to create something totally new in Singapore at that time, and to convert people who have never drank cocktails or don't have cocktail drinking as part of their everyday culture to embrace that. Of course, Guoyi and I are also as happy when we have young bartenders coming to us and says, hey, I want to open my own bar too. We hope that this community will continue to grow, and perhaps they'll have it even easier than when we started, because finding resource now is a lot easier than before.
As we go into the modern age of technology, everybody can deliver their food, their groceries, watch movies, and entertain at home. Why do people still come out? For efficiency, we should just meet online, virtually. But humans are social creatures, and I think they come out even more so now for that human connection, that experience that you can orchestrate for them. And that is the huge difference between service and hospitality.
This is all not to say that beverage is not important in a cocktail bar. That is definitely our product. But the product is a means to that end. Come for the cocktails, and stay for the hospitality, and definitely come back for the hospitality. We try to give our team the ability to make decisions and to really focus on hospitality. We're not here to control every single aspect. It's not that cocktail where you have acid adjusted and bricks measured to make sure it's perfect. In fact, let's take a look at things that will go wrong and find a way about how we can turn them around. And let's share those stories every day on the reports and with our team.
Just in general, I don't believe in rules. I think rules are meant to be broken. Instead, our organization is built on values. We have 5 company core values that we use every day with our team. My favorite one being irrelevancy of being right. In order to be successful in gaining engagement, you can use these principles to build your success. It is something that you realize that you have become a manager when you feel your success is when your team have successes.
We have 120 full-time team members. It's a lot of responsibility and a lot of mouths to feed. But at the same time, what we realize is, look, you're not doing this alone. The bigger you are as an organization, the stronger your team and the more motivated, smart people you have in your organization. Guoyi mentioned before that the success of a manager is to find successes through other people. What we try to do now is to try to create systems, to try to then introduce a lot of principles. We are also building, for example, our own version of the Campari Academy that we humbly call the Pony Academy, where we want our team to quickly learn and to adopt this mindset that when I join Jigger and Pony Group, it's going to be constantly about learning and constantly then about imparting that knowledge as well. I think that's what we've learned to do, that together we can actually achieve even more.
Since reopening from the pandemic, I think the hospitality industry definitely, in terms of workforce, has shrunk significantly. And then also thinking about how the pandemic changed our ideals of work and work-life balance. We were thinking about how to be creative in terms of allowing people to do what they enjoy, but also providing the support and being able to grow the team and the organization. So then we created this role where when you apply to us, you are assessed as a full-time team, and then you have an option to do a 4-day work week. Your 4-day work week is prorated based on the full-time, so that you aren't working 4 days and 16, 18 hours a week, you're actually working less hours. That allows you the opportunity to have a stable job, but also pursue passions.
I think the key part here is having options as opposed to prescribing this is the one and only one way. There's a lot of debate perhaps out there today about what is the right work model for the future generations of hospitality industry. There will be those that want to work as a part-time while I'm studying or pursuing another career. Or as Guoyi mentioned, perhaps this becomes a stable base in which I then pursue other freelance jobs. Or I really love this, I want to become a management, or I want to become the best bartender in the world, I want to dedicate 110% of my effort into this, and we will be able to fast track and give you all the training that you want for you to be an expert in the field. So I think it's about having those options. The truth is, a bar, a restaurant, hey, it's a business. There's a lot of passion involved in it, there's a lot of creativity involved in it, but we have bills to pay. And in order to do that, we have to have enough revenue for that to happen. As the community mature, as the bar industry mature, as our team mature, they understand that too. That our bar managers here, they are actually on the driving seat of a multi-million-dollar business. They're responsible for this. And I think for them too, this is exciting. When they started their career, they were making cocktails and that's it. And now they're responsible for an entire business. Sometimes they can be a dirty word, to talk about business when it comes to restaurants and bars. I don't think it's dirty at all, and especially if the pandemic reminded us is if we can't pay salaries, we can't pay rent, there's not going to be any restaurants and bars.
For bartenders that eventually want to and look to opening their own bar, one of the biggest challenges that they need to face is understanding that it's no longer about them and their cocktail, but it's about running a business and taking care of people. And at the end of the day, you must have an open mind and the willingness to adapt your product to be able to be successful in business. Being okay that you may have to disagree, but be on board with other people's ideas. If you partner and work with somebody who only agrees with you, you are never challenged to think thoroughly about your concept and what you're about to execute.
If I were to look at it on my hindsight, I wish we had started our bar earlier, believe it or not, because I think it's very rewarding. We want people to love becoming a hospitality professional. In this part of the world, hospitality wasn't thought of as a preferred career. I think for now, one of the goals that we want to measure our success by is just how successful can we be in changing that perception and also changing the reality. Perception exists because perhaps there's some reality to it. Perhaps it is true that F&B careers in the past can be very uncertain and only suitable when you are fit and young and healthy. But we want to try our best as an industry and as a company to see how can we make sure that eventually people who say, I love people, I love hospitality. I think there's a lot of people who love people out there in the world that they can say, I want to be a bartender. It's a great career. Or I want to be a chef. It's a great career.